"Arms to the ready!" commanded Osai, as the crew on deck presented their deadly implements for inspection. Hope watched as Captain Sanders bobbed up and down impatiently, her head cocking back and forth more quickly as the galleon got smaller on the horizon. With great violence, Captain Sanders heaved the till hard to bring the brigantine to port. The gaff sails swayed hard, and the square-rigged sails burst full with a flap like a battle cry as the gale took a new heading. When the ship righted, Hope felt the ship's decks fly under her as she took to the new heading with great haste. "Hoist colours!" Captain Sanders screamed, and the men gave a cry as the banner of the White Skull and Rose on a red field went aloft. The galleon, which had threatened to escape, came into view ever clearer with great speed, as the raging gale took a heading that promised to cut in front of the galleon's bow. With every rise of her ship's bow, Hope could see more of the crew on the deck of her prey, their faces coming ever clearer, their terrorized expressions more easily seen. Before Hope could start to feel sorry for the men on the other ship, the galleon struck its banner and started to hoist a white flag of surrender. The men on the raging gale started to cheer, though Hope thought she could hear some disappointment in their voices at not being able to do their worst to this crew. Raging Gale by James Ryan. Read by the author. Part the 27th. The galleon is seized. Hope watched as Captain Sanders steadied the tiller, while moving her gaze back and forth betwixt the galleon and her wind pendant. She got the most speed she could out of the raging gale, even as she was steadily moving away from her prey. Hope watched the concentration on her face as she switched her attention from her masts to the sea. The Spaniards offered no resistance as the crew of the raging gale came aboard. None of the pirates let down their guard around the galleon's crew, keeping their weapons at the ready and an eye on them, even after the ship's master offered his sword to Captain Sanders in surrender. "We be counting 40 barrels of sugar in the hold," said Campbell to his captain. "That be the extent of her cargo." "How many can we stow away with?" Captain Sanders asked Osai. "We be able to hold 10. "And for ye personal possessions, gentlemen," Captain Sanders addressed her captives, "Colocatus objetos de valor en la hosterasa says." As the Spaniards complied, a whoop went up from below the galleon's decks. The call was followed by 2 of the crew emerging with a small chest. Its lid was opened by force, showing it filled with pieces of silver. Hope watched as a sour expression went over the face of the galleon's master, before he finished putting his possessions on deck to become booty for the raging gale. Hope thought that, had they had their way, the Spaniards would certainly have gone beyond all reasonable means of resistance. The look in their eyes would have struck her and all her crew dead if they could have. Thank you for taking this moment with me. If you want to keep up with new chapters as they get posted, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications for when pieces go up.